we got a whole bunch of updates on Rust, and I know that was two days ago. I think we put the Alec Baldwin stuff up there, but we have less about Alec Baldwin, and I like the New York Post, but I'm just going to call them out on this one because Alec Baldwin still at the end of the day pulled that trigger and was responsible for checking if any of the revolvers, it's been confirmed to be a Colt 45 that he did fire, so he was responsible for checking that cylinder, making sure that it was empty, or if there was supposed to be a shell, a round, whatever the fuck is the proper terminology. You haven't handled enough guns to properly get everything down pat. So you know what, hey, he was responsible for making sure that that was unloaded or properly loaded, and also to never point it at somebody, because that is like rule number fucking 1 from SAG, okay? But no, everything that we're hearing from what's happening on that set there, it was a total fucking disaster, and tragic accident did happen. Doesn't make him any less culpable for it. But now we got the assistant director. The assistant director who has run off a couple of other sets, okay, for his firearm negligence, but somehow found his way back into the industry. What an incestuous business. Rust assistant director admits he should have checked gun before fatal onset shooting. So that's a nice way of saying he didn't check it before handing it to Baldwin. So at least, 3 people now at this point, because you got the prop master, then you got the assistant director, and then you have the executive producer and also star of the film, Alec Baldwin, not checking to see if the gun was loaded. Like, is that what we're doing here? The assistant director who handed Alec Baldwin the revolver that killed cinematographer Halyna Hutchins admitted that she should have checked all the rounds inside the barrel before the fatal shooting, but didn't, and he couldn't recall if the production's armorer adhered to the key safety protocols, new documents reveal. Rust assistant director David Halls told police the production's armorer, Halyna Gutierrez, who we will be getting to shortly because that bitch has a rap sheet as long and as bullet pointed as how many weird and awful tattoos that she has. I showed him the firearm before he handed it to Baldwin, moments before the fatal incident on the Santa Fe, New Mexico production, according to the search warrant affidavit released Wednesday in Santa Fe County Magistrate Court. David advised, when Hannah showed him the firearm before continuing rehearsal, he could only remember seeing 3 rounds. He advised that he should have checked all of them, but didn't, and couldn't recall if she spun the drum. Clearly. Detectives wrote in the affidavit. When asked about the safety protocols on set in regards to firearms, Hall told the police officer that the armorer spins the drum and checks to ensure that no live rounds before handing it off. Yeah. Oh, I didn't remember. I didn't check it, but it's her responsibility. You got to bear some responsibility on that one, my dude. You were supposed to be checking it as well, and you didn't. Check the barrel for obstructions. Most of the time, there's no live fire. Most of the time, but it's that most part that we're very concerned about. Opens the hatch and spins the drum, and I say cold gun on set. Well, did you? Gutierrez was also interviewed by police, but about how closely she checked the gun before handing it to Halls isn't clear in the affidavit. And we actually got some bullet points, and if you want to go through the 8-page affidavit yourself, by all means, definitely see if anything was missed here. But there's 3 points on here that bears summarizing. A third search warrant affidavit filed Wednesday reveals new details in the investigation into the deadly shooting on the Rust film set. David Halls, the assistant director who handed Alec Baldwin the prop gun that killed cinematographer Halyna Hutchins, admitted that he should have checked all the rounds inside the barrel but didn't, and he couldn't recall if the production's armorer adhered to the key safety protocols before the fatal shooting. The production's armorer, Halyna Gutierrez, showed the gun to Halls before resuming rehearsal the day of the fatal incident. He only recalled seeing 3 rounds in the chamber. Delightful. Authorities were granted the warrant to search a prop vehicle, where they were told firearms were stored on the production. Prop vehicle could just mean a panel van. That makes more sense than instead of just somebody's Toyota Camry that they drove to the set. That would be disturbing, but it also wouldn't be terribly shocking. Basically, what we've known about this production wouldn't shock anyone. According to the search warrant, when the crew broke for lunch the day of the shooting, the firearm was secured in the prop truck, but ammo was left unsecured in the cart, where it was also mixed up with live rounds and blanks and all that kind of fun stuff, because they're very responsible and they take gun safety seriously. Let's get more about this armorer, Halyna Gutierrez. Rookie Rust armorer once made Nicolas Cage storm off film set after firing gun, so clearly she has a lot in common with David Halls, the assistant director. Chased off of sets for having firearm mishaps. Alright then, a furious Nicolas Cage stormed off the set of a film where Halyna Gutierrez-Reed, oh, delightful, was in charge of weapons and ripped the rookie armorer for firing a gun without warning. What a fucking mongoloid. Crew members said in a new report, the 24-year-old... 24... okay then. She must suck a mean dick. In charge of guns when Alec Baldwin shot dead, yeah. Was repeatedly accused by crew members of breaking basic safety protocols. How do you still maintain that position? Probably because you maintain some positions. I get it. On the Montana set of Cage's The Old Way in August, they told The Wrap. Cage even walked off set screaming at Gutierrez-Reed after she fired a gun without warning the second time in 3 days. What? Oh my god. Once is an accident. Twice is a pattern. 3 times you should just be fucking fired into the sun. You should be taking your itchy trigger finger and go work at the fair. Cage even walked off the set screaming at Gutierrez-Reed after she fired the gun. Stu Brumbaugh told the outlet, make an announcement, you just blew my fucking eardrums out. Cage yelled before walking off the range. Yeah, no shit. Depends on what she was firing, okay? Brumbaugh even told the assistant director of the armorer she needs to be let go. Oh, obviously she wasn't though. Or maybe she was in order to make call time for Rust. After a second round, I was pissed off. We were moving too fast. She's a rookie, he said, saying that it was only after complaining that he found out it was the key crew member's first movie in charge of weapons. Still, I don't think you go from being like a walk-on extra to all of a sudden start handling the firearms, but I'm not too terribly sure how Hollywood works. She also walked around with pistols tucked in under her armpits. Oh my fucking god. Probably can never get the smell out of that gun. Such that they're pointing back at people. Oh my god. She should have ate lunch with that gun. And allowed firearms to be aimed at people. You're in charge of the weaponry, and yet, whatever. Obviously. She also, another crew member who spoke on the conditions of anonymity. Why? Because you don't want to get shot by this negligent bitch. Confirmed the concerns. Gutierrez-Reed put the cast and crew in several unnecessary and dangerous situations. The unidentified crew member also told The Wrap. Before the fatal shooting on Rust, Gutierrez-Reed, the daughter of Hollywood weapons expert Theo Reed. Okay, that makes a lot more sense why she wasn't run off of anywhere and why Nicolas Cage was like, hey, you need to take a look at her and get her off the set. That's terrible with Nicolas Cage, but just fucking go with it. But also, okay, so that explains why she's there and can't get fired, but then at the same time, if you're the daughter of a weapons expert, somebody who's, I guess, as respected as Theo Reed, I don't know who that is. Didn't you know a thing or two about a thing or two? But yeah, she had admitted not feeling ready for taking on the responsibility when they offered the Old Way job. Alright. It was also my first time being head armorer. I was really nervous about it at first, and I almost didn't take the job because I wasn't sure if I was ready. Okay, so you fucked up there. Obviously, you should probably, go back and figure out what you can do. Nope, take another armorer position on another goofy cast. Okay. I think the best part of my job is just showing people who are normally kind of freaked out by guns how safe they can be. Moving right along. Not only does she find herself entangled with people that just have a weird coincidence of getting shot multiple times. Rookie armor on Baldwin's Rust set tied to her friend's fatal crash. Yep. This right here is a winner. And just goes to show you that nepotism, brother, is running strong. You're running wild out there. Insurance company for the rookie Rust armorer. She's not a rookie. She's at least been head armorer on one other production. Who knows how many more people she's killed. Charge of weapons when Alec Baldwin accidentally shot the cinematographer. Right, paid her close friend's family $50,000 last year, so she couldn't be sued after he was killed in a drunken motorcycle crash. Huh. huh. She's 24, okay? She's had multiple firearms violations. How does this happen, okay? And why would anybody take any advice from anybody in fucking Hollywood at this point if you see behavior like this constantly rewarded? And his friend Tyler Dyer wrecked his motorcycle in Arizona after attending a party with her and her boyfriend, Aaron Butcher, appropriate surname, in August last year. 24-year-old former ugh, really? Okay, no. Low standards, I guess. Allegedly told police she saw Dyer and Butcher drink 4 to 5 beers each at the party, but still gave her boyfriend, who was already on probation for a DUI, makes great choices everywhere, the keys to her own motorcycle so the two men could leave, the outlet reported. This bitch is a winner. Gutierrez-Reed's boyfriend was only supposed to be driving vehicles that had a breathalyzer attached, clearly, which her motorcycle didn't have, according to the outlet. Supposed to have a breathalyzer attached, each shotgun 4 or 5 beers, which is probably code for 10. The men were riding alongside each other after leaving the party when Dyer lost control and crashed into a wall, according to authorities. Butcher crashed after trying to avoid colliding with his friend. Try to play pinball. Okay, that bitch is nothing but bad decisions, because who in their right mind has this stupid spider tattoo? That is retarded. And then an Edgar Allan Poe, I think, portrait and a disgusting rape, unless that's covering something up. Like, she's a dive bar 6, okay? I take that back, a dive bar 4. So she's just one of the many people responsible for the killing of Halyna Hutchins, okay? Obviously her, obviously Halls, obviously probably somebody else in the background as well who's playing around with a fucking gun in live rounds, doing target practice a couple of days or maybe even hours beforehand. And then, of course, the trigger man himself, Captain TDS, Alec Baldwin. I feel bad for everybody involved in this one. And by bad, I mean pity, because they all should have known better. Alec Baldwin's been in the cut since, what, the fucking 70s? The dude's been in how many movies with guns? Like, he knows better. And he's still fucked up. And then this drunken whore, I don't know, fucking who knows. Then the other guy's out shooting everybody else too, so it just kind of seems par for the course, really. So yeah, I don't want to make a run about doing these Alec Baldwin specific videos, because I don't like to beat a topic to death. So maybe next time we talk about it is when charges get laid, and see who gets charged, see what they get charged with, and who ends up skating, because I got a couple of feelings on who's not gonna be receiving that hard of a punishment, because everybody else will just magically start taking responsibility for it and then just show up on their next production driving incredibly nice vehicles. I don't know how that happened. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.